Alright guys, so in the last video all we did was we created a simple application with Django, and that was pretty much it. We also set up the database. So now we're actually going to get started into writing the code. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the last video that Django is a very powerful framework, and the concept of Django is basically we have one huge project that is made up of multiple different apps. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to use the CLI tool. We're gonna run python manage py, and we want to create an app by using the start app command, and we're gonna call this, let's just call it Discord login. So what should happen is, you see, we should have this Discord login app created over here, and you're gonna see it's slightly different. It has models, it also has this apps.py, and it also has views.py. Okay, so we're going to work with this Discord login app. So what we're going to do is let's just rerun the python manage py run server. So just keep our app open. And what we're going to do first is we want to set up a view. Okay, so views basically allow us to render or return data to the application, to the page itself. So for example, if I want to display some JSON on some kind of route, I would need to do that inside a view. So what I'm going to do is, inside this view, I'm going to just create a simple function. I'll just call this home. And this home function is going to take in the request parameter. So this is the actual request object. Okay, it has all the data of the actual request itself. And this is going to return an HTTP response object. So I know I'm kind of type annotating. Well, I mean, I am type annotating right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to import from Django. We are going to import a couple things. We're going to import... So we're going to do from Django.http import, and I can actually just import HTTP requests as well as HTTP response. Okay, so now I'm just going to simply do a return. So this is just kind of me showing you guys how Django works. So I can return either an HTTP response, or I can return a JSON response. So I'm just going to return a JSON response instead. Okay, and I can also import that directly from up here, and I can change that to JSON response. And I'll just return a simple dictionary. We'll just say message hello. Okay, so now the very next thing that we need to do is we need to actually register this function, this view. So we're going to go inside the urls.py file. So this is where you're going to configure all of your URLs. And there's some nice doc strings over here. I think that's what it's called, doc string or comments. And you can actually just read about it. But we're going to set up the route. So I'm going to use the path function, and I'm going to call this route OAuth2 just for now. And we actually need to import the view. So we're going to say from. And so the actual module that you're going to be importing is Discord login. So we're going to reference Discord login, and we're going to import views. Okay. Now the reason why it's saying unresolved import for me is because I think I may have accidentally messed up the project folder directory. I'm not sure why it actually is doing that though, but it should still be fine. There shouldn't be any issues. Okay, so basically we're importing views, and then we're going to reference views dot, and you want to reference home, okay, because that is the function that we want to register. And we're just going to give this view a name. I'm going to call it OAuth2. Okay. Okay, so now if I actually go to OAuth2, you're going to see we have hello. And if I want, I can actually change this up a little bit. I can say hello world. And if I refresh, it should say hello world. Okay, so this is just a simple demonstration of how Django works when it comes to registering views or endpoints. Okay, so now the next thing that we want to actually do is we want to set up an endpoint that's going to redirect the user to the actual splash screen. Okay, so the actual Discord splash screen. So we're going to basically set up a route. So I'll do def auth login, or I'll call this Discord login. And this will take in the request object, okay? And for this function, what we want to do, this is going to take care of basically redirecting to the URL, to the Discord login page. So before we do anything else, you need to make sure you actually have a Discord application created. I'm assuming that most of you guys already have one already, but I'll show you how to create that in case you guys don't, or I'll show you what exactly you need to get. So I'm on the developer port right now, and we have to click on one of our applications. So you can just create a new one if you don't have one, but I'm going to click on this one. And You want to basically make sure you have the client ID, the client secret, as well as the redirect URL. So if we go over to OAuth2, you're going to see right over here redirects. So this is the redirect URL that the Discord server is going to redirect to once you have been successfully authenticated. Okay, so you can see I have a couple right over here. I'm going to set up my own. So right now, we are running our application on localhost port 8000. So I think instead what I'm going to do is I think I actually had one already set up from before. So I'll probably use the same one. Okay, so this is going to redirect to OAuth2/login/redirect. Okay, and that should be it. And we can actually copy the URL, so we can generate the URL instead of having to create ourselves. So let's just select identify. Okay, and let's just copy this URL down here. Of course, like I said, you can build this URL yourself, but it's very easy to just build it through this URL generator over here. So we're going to go back to our code, and I'll just go ahead and define a variable up here called redirect URL Discord. Or actually, I'm not redirect URL. I should call this auth URL Discord. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're just going to return a redirect. So in order to actually redirect to the Discord page, we need to actually import this function. So this function actually comes from the Django library. It's called Django shortcuts. So from Django.shortcuts, we're going to import redirect, just like that. And we're going to pass in auth URL Discord. Okay, so now we have to register this route again. So we're going to go inside urls.py. And we're going to register path OAuth2, and I'm going to call this login views dots, and I think, what was it called again? Discord_login. And then we're going to go ahead and give the name, and the name will just be OAuth2 login. So if I save, and if I go here now, okay, let's go to login. And you're going to see it's going to bring us here. Now, if I click on this, nothing's going to happen. The reason why is because we haven't set up the route to actually redirect. We need to do that on our backend. So you can see right now it's actually setting us. So, I think I actually copied the. I actually copied the wrong endpoint. I needed to select 8000. There we go. So that should be a quick fix though. So let's go over here. Let's just paste this. Okay, so it should redirect to port 8000, not port 4040. Okay, still redirecting to port 4040 for some reason. Not sure why. It says 8000 right over there. Maybe our application didn't restart. I'm not too sure. Try one more time. Oh, you know why? It's because oh, wait. No, it's fine. I actually used the same URL. Okay, there we go. So you can see port 8000. Before it was still on the 4041. Okay, so now it says page not found because we haven't implemented that route yet. So we're going to implement that route in the next video. So hopefully all of this made sense. Okay, hopefully you guys were able to understand the basics of Django. Hopefully you guys were able to get the application set up and you guys were able to get to that URL page when you had visited it. Okay, so next video, like I said, we're going to set up the actual redirect. So whenever we actually click authorize, it's going to successfully authorize ourselves.